Right. Hit that start recording. I put my beer in the freezer a little bit too long.
Yeah.
So now I have like a beer slushy. It's like a smoothie.
Doesn't sound great, but I really wouldn't know.
Crisp, refreshing, brain freeze. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm a
Sweetheart,
boomer.
can you grab me another beer?
I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I might
It's
just zoom.
frozen.
Okay.
I still need another beer. Desperately. Desperately.
E coming with the heat.
I stay fooling with my bot, my tunes will make your speakers hot.
Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the world dedicated to radical centrism. I am your host, Orion. Joining me, as always, is Micah. What's going on, big guy?
I'm
Big
here.
hoss.
I'm here again. Wow.
Yeah, I kind of want to start off this episode talking about the homeless problem.
Yeah, it's real terrible. Real terrible.
That's what people say about it, that it's a problem. And I can't agree with that, It's something that struck me today while I was walking around downtown. I was in the city, mingling amongst the urbanoids. And I see a guy, he's just jerking it on the corner. Broad daylight, dirty, disheveled. To me, I felt a feeling of disgust. But I don't go surface level. I think about these things and I think, why do I feel disgusted about this right now, right? Is it because I'm not gay? Well, obviously. But, is it because maybe there's a tinge of jealousy there? I think that that's a problem that people have with homeless people, especially, leftoids will sit there and watch a homeless man and they'll say, wow, that poor guy, that poor fella why is no one helping him? Why do we not have, a system of which we can get them housed? But the thing is, like being gay, being homeless is a choice. And the idea that we need to house them, feed them, shelter them, care about them in any capacity is actually stripping them of their autonomy.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point about people kind of looking down on the homeless, but I guess you could say none of us really take a second to consider that jacking one off on the side of the road is truly one of the greatest expressions of freedom that you
It's
can
free
experience.
speech.
Yeah, in a way, if
It's an expression of free speech. And it's, we live in a society where free speech is something that's trampled on, where, we can't go out and do these things because it's like, oh my God, what if I lose my job? What if my friends and family judge me negatively based off my actions, my free speech? But this homeless man, he's liberated. He's returned to the primitive mindset. He's a Sigma male, right? He does whatever he wants all the time. And these attempts to house these people, to get them ingratiated into the system, to churn them and turn them into a fucking bland piece of shit like everyone else you see, it totally strips them of what makes them unique. They choose to be homeless because it is freedom.
So we
It is
really
freedom.
should frame the whole situation differently. Instead of saying the homeless crisis, the homeless problem per se is getting worse, we should be saying the homeless situation is getting better. There's more homeless people. More people are joining the ranks of the homeless because they're realizing the benefits that it brings you. People just give you money. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want, sleep wherever you want. The law doesn't apply to you. You can get away with crimes easily.
Oh, that's the best part, dude, is like, for me, it's like, oh God, I don't want to commit a crime because then I'll go to jail.
They're gonna
and I'll
find
lose my
me.
job.
They're gonna
I'll
know.
lose my job. My family will be so worried about me in jail. But, they get to do whatever they want. And then they don't even get arrested because the cops are like, oh, this guy doesn't have any money. So, like, there's kind of no point to doing this. All the cops want to do is extract money out of people. And how can you take the blood out of someone who's not living, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on the homeless situation here in America, is that we need to support them
Yeah.
and their rights in doing so.
People experiencing homelessness, more like people experiencing true bliss, true freedom.
People experiencing life to its maximum potential. And you know who else is experiencing life to their maximum potential right now is our guy Elon Musk, right?
Well, I don't know if I want to claim the CEO of racism as ours, okay? But yeah, this is breaking. This is just happening today. Today as we make this recording, the CEO of racism, Elon Musk, has bought Twitter in an official capacity, and I've been hearing reports. I've been receiving information from top men that the algorithm for Twitter will now only show posts containing the N word, and the hide and block functions will also be disabled. So you have to look at
They'll
it.
just be the N word.
It's-
If you want to block someone, you have to click the N word,
You-
and a prompt comes up that also says the N word, and then you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I used to really be like an anti Elon Musk guy because he's done kind of a radical centrist transformation, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Insofar as he used to be like the Reddit guy, right? Reddit would be like, "Oh yeah, Tesla's so cool! Wow,
SpaceX, we're going to
He's-
Mars.
we're going to Mars. Look at this cool flamethrower." And it's like, oh my god, all right, man. Like, it's just kind of cringe. He was like, Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
He
well,
was Rick and Morty level.
it's like there's this like
inventions.
kind of fascinating relationship between leftoids and Musk, and I guess to a lesser extent rightoids, because they all like have this unspoken love for his creations, like the electric cars and whatever, but they hate him personally. Is the thing, and like right wingers don't like that he'll concede on issues like he cares about the environment or whatever. So you kind of have that going on. But
And how he sucks in billions of dollars of government subsidies.
yeah.
They see that's one way that he's done this transition is by doing that. Another thing I like that he's been doing, taking credit for being like, "Oh yeah, I founded PayPal. Yup, I founded Tesla. Yeah, I founded Twitter. I invented that." Right? He takes credit for inventing things that he purchases, which I think is pretty cool. And I guess the last piece of evidence that I would say that really seals the deal was a recent tweet he made, where he says, "A social media platform's policies are good if the most extreme 10% on left and right are equally unhappy."
Based, very based.
That very based move. And so, obviously him buying Twitter, it's put a lot of people, Twitter users, I should say, in a bad headspace. I know it sounds unbelievable that Twitter users would be having a horrible time and be freaking out over something that really doesn't fucking matter, but they're doing it. They're doing
I
it.
do want to point out really quickly, since we're going to mention this base tweet that he made. He also made a very not based tweet where he said, "I hope that even my biggest haters stay on the platform." And I'm like, bro, if if I just bought one of the world's biggest platforms, social media platforms, where the majority of people like expressly hate me, if I just bought that platform, I'd be telling them, "Huh, sucks to be you. Get the fuck off my platform, nerd. Go make your own
That would be
platform."
okay. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing, dude. Is like that whole I believe I believe you're right. You should be doing that.
I hope you all learn to get along.
I hope we can all just get along and be friends, even if you hate me. It's like, no, rule with an iron fist. Make them fear you. Take their IP address, all the data you have collected on them, dox them, fucking like, ruin their lives. That's the power you have, Elon Musk. You could do it. But there's been a lot of people celebrating this on the right. Right wingers see Elon Musk the way that they want him to change the platform. It's like they're praying. It's really weird. Like, "Dear Elon Musk, I know we haven't talked in a while, Elon. I just really, really want you to bring back Donald Trump's account, please. Please bring back Donald Trump's account. Amen." And it's like, bro, like you're putting all your hopes and thoughts and dreams into like a billionaire who we have no idea what he's doing or why he's doing it. They have so many like the right wingers. And the problem with me too isn't even that they're, having this out of body transcendental like religious experience because
Well, that
their
was a big word.
platform. I know, I'm a pretty smart guy. Like because their platform of choice is now owned by somebody that they think is on their side.
Yeah, that's the
It's
main
not
thing
even
is
that.
he's kind of been like a de facto Trump since Trump hasn't been on Twitter. He's been like the new Trump.
He's been the protege.
The apprentice, you might say.
He's been
I
the
hate myself.
apprentice.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it was a good one. So some of the things that, like, I'm looking through Twitter trying to find some cope and seethe and whatnot, and I see a lot of rightoids going on there. And that thing about rightoids only having like 2 jokes, it's so fucking true. And they're all doing it. They're all saying the most obvious fucking things. Well, if you don't like it, why don't you make your own platform?
I
My
just said that.
transgender 4-year-old asked me if this was going to end democracy, and I held a Zer and told him yes, and we cried together. Get it? Because it's such an unbelievable premise. That's what a lib would say, but I'm not a lib. I'm based.
I'm not
Dude,
gay.
Elon Musk is an African American. This is an African American owned company. It's owned by an African. Dude, you see all these people saying they're gonna quit Twitter if Musk buys it? Dude, that's like when they said they were gonna move to Canada because Trump was elected, right? Right? Moving to Canada?
Yeah. No, they're not winning with grace here at all.
It's not even about winning with grace. It's about, like, god damn, can you, like, dunk on these people a little bit better than, like, the first thing that comes to your mind? I know this is a platform that you're supposed to, like, the first thing that comes to your mind, you just vomit it onto your keyboard and post it, and then a bunch of other similarly rot-brained wingcucks, right? They also will share your sentiment because that's also the first thought they had. This whole platform is based on not thinking about things for more than 1 second and just running with it, which, in a lot of ways is kind of based now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, it's true, and it's not just people on Twitter. It's like media outlets all making like these, having the most insane fucking takes on the left, and then on the right just being like, "Teehee, yay, we did it, guys. We Reddit, we did it, we did it."
Oh man, the left wing cope too, though. The left wing cope, like, I don't want to make it seem like the rightoids are the only one out here shitting the bed, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Doing real Amber Heard about it. Everyone's doing it, both
This guy
sides.
literally grew up in apartheid South Africa, and he's going to bring apartheid to Twitter. Okay, his idea of free speech. His idea of free speech is just to spew hate and make people and discriminate against people, and it's just
Which is free speech.
he's literally Hitler or something.
And fun.
Yeah, it's I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what the mentality is, and this goes across like every social media platform. Like, because basically these people are upset that they're gonna have to look at takes that they don't like and things that they like that people say that they don't like. Okay, if you disagree with a take, but you don't have to look at it, do you disagree with it any less? Like, oh damn, that guy's he was allowed to say the N-word, and I'm now that I'm looking at that post, for a period of time, he makes a good point. I've changed my mind. I kind of like that. Like, is that a thing?
It does kind of roll off the tongue.
Is that really a thing? Or is that what these people are worried about? That like individuals can't fucking discern what information they want to take in and don't want to take in, agree with, disagree with? Like, I don't fucking understand.
No, because that is how their brains work. You have to understand. I've talked about the problem of algorithmically induced autism before, and that's what these people have. They have the attention span of a fucking gopher. So they follow just from thing to thing to thing to thing. And like whatever they read becomes their opinion if it's framed to them by the right people. And so what their fear is they know other people are similarly retarded to them, but on the other side. And if those people are allowed to be bolstered, that they know, like, basically they hate themselves, and they know that there's another side of the coin of the same people that are going to do the same thing. They're all the same people, though.
Yeah. No, and I was watching some like MSNBC or something like that, and somebody was saying like these people, they should have a responsibility to make sure that people are not saying the wrong things. And it's like, how is that any different? How is that any different from the right saying that this all the stuff that they don't like shouldn't be said or promoted? Like, how is this any fucking different at all? It's not. You're literally just saying it because it's the idea that someone that you already have control over, that you already can silence. And I get, okay, their take might be cringe, sure, their take might be cringe and stupid, but like you don't recognize that the other side feels the exact same way about you.
I don't know. So the thing is I kind of agree with their theory. The reason that they want to do it is because these algorithmically induced autism wingcucks, they're like they have like they're zombies, right? They're zombies or vampires of sorts. If you kill the head vampires, the other ones just they disappear. They turn into ash. They turn into ash. They go outside and touch grass. They see the sun, right? They know this to be true. They kind of have a good point with it. And there's other things that leftists are saying right now that are really cringy. Like a lot of them are posting about like $45 billion. Wow. Imagine what you could do with $45 billion. You could house everyone in America. You could solve world hunger and like all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but none of that is like as entertaining or fun.
That's not
You
funny.
wouldn't. They wouldn't like it either. They wouldn't like it either. They're being so fucking dishonest because they need this.
And we already talked
They
about
need
how the
this.
homeless don't. That's not a problem. They don't need that to be fixed.
It's not a problem. And like they need this enemy to be propped up. They need this drama in their lives because they have nothing. They're all a bunch of fucking weirdos, dude. Like without this, what else are they gonna do? Talk about Ukraine some more? No one's talking about Ukraine anymore. We've had nothing to talk about for like weeks now because I mean, what is there?
Mom,
There's this.
Dad, Elon Musk just bought Twitter. What are we gonna do?
There's another thing they do. They post a picture with him and Ghislaine Maxwell, and they're like, oh, look at this.
No.
You just got owned, dude. That's proof that you're a kitty diddler. And it's like, well, yeah, of course he is. He's a billionaire. They all are. They're like a cabal of fucking weird demonic pedophile ghouls that drink the blood of children so he can grow his hair back and have like fuller cheeks or whatever the fuck his plastic surgery
That's
was.
really the dark side of
They-
centrism.
That it kind of is.
You
That's
have
why
the-
we're radical centrists.
That's not the cool centrism. When you become a billionaire, no matter what your political affiliation, you drink the blood of children.
Drink the blood, bigot.
Drink.
Poor people eat the bug. Rich people drink the blood. Yeah, man. Like these fucking people. And the thing is like you can take literally any billionaire and like pull out the picture of like
Epstein.
Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. Like when he was feuding with fucking Bill Gates a couple days ago, like they were posting pictures of like, oh yeah, here's Elon with Ghislaine. And the other side's like, oh yeah, well here's Bill Gates with Epstein. And it's like, they're all the same people. They're all the same fucking people, dude. What do you not understand? My billionaire is slightly less of a flagrant pedophile.
My billionaire. Imagine this is
My
where
guy.
we are. Yeah.
Dude, so one other thing that leftists do that they're like coping and seething about on Twitter, they're like, we're really just gonna let one man have all this power. One man have all this power. And it's like, dude, you know, Twitter was like owned by BlackRock, the Saudi royal family. Like just a cabal of ghouls. It's gone from one many ghouls, a pack of ghouls all working together to distill their ghoul ideology onto people. And now it's just one ghoul doing it. Will he do it more efficiently? Who fucking knows? But it's all the same shit.
It doesn't matter, man. Same thing, different guy behind the wheel. I mean,
And I think the worst cope I've seen so far is like Elon just wants to do this to ban videos of his cars malfunctioning and to take down the kid that is tracking his plane.
I mean that's obviously a joke, but
no, it's literally not a joke.
There's no way.
I've seen people say it.
There's no way. There's absolutely.
That's how
no
smooth-brained they are. That's like the limit of their worldview.
I refuse to take that seriously. I'm sorry.
I wish you didn't have to.
Disregarded.
I have some tweets to pull up.
Sure.
From some people that are coping and seething. So we got this guy here, or this chick here, I guess. I don't know. NPR podcast junkie. Let's be honest here. NPR is the fucking worst. I hate them so much that they're like, oh yeah, we're doing like quiet intellectual talk. We're gentle. We're soothing. I like to yell. When I listen to podcasts, I want people to be yelling, you know? It's just so cringe. But anyway, NPR podcast junkie says...
That's how you know to take it seriously. When people are yelling.
that the Twitter board approved the sale of this incredibly important asset to Elon Musk. Not so cringe in and of itself, right? So I go to this person's profile and their bio says, I made this account to talk about hashtag podcasts. But then 2016 happened. Hashtag resist, Black Lives Matter, all the stuff. All the all the buzzword hashtags. It's just so fucking fun. I mean, this is somebody, they got the algorithmically induced autism that I was talking about. It was just some normal person who listened to like NPR sometimes who's like, oh yeah, I want to talk about podcasts with other podcast listeners. And they get on Twitter and this is what happens to them.
Yeah.
All right, and we got another one here. An example of what I was talking about earlier. The $44 billion for Twitter could have easily been used to provide food and clean water for the poor, housing for the homeless, shelter for refugees, medical care for the sick, and funds to eradicate serious illnesses. Mr. Musk would have been a hero, not just another capitalist. And this guy's a priest, dude. He's like, this is somebody who works for the Catholic Church and is like, Elon Musk, he's just not using his money in a way that really helps these poor people. It's such a sick display of wealth from a Catholic.
I have to believe deep down in my heart that if there is a God and it's like, I don't think he wants priests and like people in the church to be online. Like,
No.
I genuinely don't think that he would approve of this guy being on Twitter whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a fucking like 11th commandment that's like, seriously,
get off
just
the fucking computer.
Get off the computer, man. Come on.
Log off. Unless you're listening to the Grillcast, TM.
Yeah, if you're listening to the Grillcast, TM, this is God's holy scripture distilled into audio chocolate, easily consumable for the masses, right? It's like the Bible too, except better. So we got this guy. He says everything in this world comes with responsibility and accountability. In Germany, we know for a fact where free speech without borders and limits may lead to.
Yeah, free speech without limits, and free elections.
Free elections.
Free elections were very problematic for Germany and the United States in recent times, as we all know.
I don't know. These people are. It's just so weird to me. Like, here's the thing about these Twitter users, too, I guess, to close this segment out, is that, like, these are drug addicts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as being a drug addict. Yeah. Like, they come to this website, use it all the fucking time. They need that dopamine hit. So when something threatens that dopamine hit, when there's something getting in the way, Elon's rehab.
I could see, that actually kind of addresses the question I had earlier. It's not a matter of people aren't able to like retain their own like fucking thoughts about things. It's that it's interrupting their dopamine intake to see stuff that they don't like. That's all. That's literally all it is. It's cutting them off from the dopamine.
It's cutting them off from their drug of choice. So if you get in the way of like, an addict's fix, they're gonna freak out. And that's what we're seeing right now, is a bunch of addicts coming to terms with the fact that the gravy train might just be over for them.
The drug's not gonna hit the same.
It's not gonna hit the same. It's like when fucking fentanyl came into America and all the heroin addicts are like, this isn't the same, and then they died.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Hopefully these people die too.
I can tell you from personal experience, it is not pleasant realizing that shit's not gonna hit the same.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. Like I'm drinking a beer right now, right? It's like if I drank this beer and it didn't stop the shakes.
Yeah.
I just keep shaking. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What's happening to me right now? Someone help it. Who's doing this to me? Elon Musk is doing this to me? And then you freak out.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the users of Twitter who'll have to read Chud posts on a daily basis.
He really is turning their heroin into fentanyl, and hopefully it similarly kills all of them too. And on that note, speaking of dead people, let's talk about Joe Biden's latest happening, right?
Mhm.
I don't know
Mhm.
if it's the latest at this
No,
point, but whatever.
it's old news, but it's funny,
it's
so
old.
fuck it.
It's old, but it's gold. Because I don't think anyone's really covered
Well,
this
people have
properly, to be honest.
people have had shitty takes. They don't understand what's going on. They haven't followed the deep lore. They think it's
Yeah,
just a dementia thing.
they're working with an incomplete data set, and I guess I'll just say that I'll let the video speak for itself.
Of America. God bless you all.
There he goes. How do you think he got all those black people to show up? Is Obama there too or something? Did he pay them?
Shut up.
Okay, so as we all saw in this video, Joe Biden, he's trying to make inroads with the ghost community. He tried to shake ghost hands, right? Because as we covered on the last Grillcast, he's trying to criminalize ghosts. He's trying to take their guns away. He's doing the same
But yeah,
thing
he
did
launched
with
his
black
his
people.
his now infamous ban on ghost guns, taking away weapons from one of our most vulnerable communities. And Biden
The
thinks,
translucent community,
yeah,
yes.
he thinks that he can walk back his aggressive stance against the translucent community, but we can see right through him.
He's doing the same thing that he did with black people, right? So, in his senator career, he said he didn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle. He made them all sit in the back of the bus because, it was like the dirtier part or whatever. He passed legislation that, really impacted them and sent them all to jail, like he's doing to ghosts right now. And, now he's trying to go out there like he's cool with all these ghosts, like, oh yeah, I'll shake your hand. Like, I'm not trying to criminalize you and fuel the prison industrial complex for years to come. And dude, in 2024, he's gonna be like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't a ghost, right?
I bet our viewers aren't aware of the fact that prisons are some of the most haunted locations in the country.
I mean, they have to be. They have to be.
Way too many ghosts in this country occupy our prisons. And I think that's a real problem.
It's so transparent. It really is. It's so transparent seeing the actions he's taking right now. And we've been shitting on Joe Biden a lot recently. And I gotta balance it out a little bit.
Mhm.
Because he's not 100% bad man, He's not Vladimir Putin. He's not 100% bad man. He's
Oh.
good man sometimes. And
Speaking of Putin, it's time for the Grillcast's weekly update on the situation in Ukraine. It's still happening. Moving on.
Dude, but there's so much interesting things happening there right now that I've seen all over the news. There's still a war there, right?
Yeah. So actually, here's something I want to talk to you about. You remember earlier this week when Ron DeSantis decided he was going to dunk on Disney World or in Florida,
Yeah.
and basically there's a whole bunch of shit leading up to this. Like Disney was like being pro LGBTQIA plus, and Ron DeSantis didn't take kindly to that.
The old LGBTQIA, right?
Yeah, the old one, and Ron DeSantis,
Not our guys.
right? But Ron DeSantis didn't take kindly to that because he's a bigot and a Republican. So earlier this week, he led the Florida legislature in stripping away Disney's special privileges, which some people might not have known existed. So I'm thinking like, yay, this is a centrism win because Republicans are ending tax breaks for a major corporation, making a big corporation pay more taxes. That's a win-win on both sides, in my view. But more interestingly, something that I didn't know was a Disney privilege was that they apparently had their own like jurisdiction and operated outside of the state of Florida, but within the state of Florida. So it was essentially a real life Ancapistan. Do you have any thoughts on this? Did you know about this? Did you hear this? Did you
Well,
see
it
this?
makes
Did you hear about
sense.
this?
Dude, it makes sense to me because it's like they don't have like, criminals there or anything like that. Did they have a
Yeah,
jail there?
rent is
Do
like
they have Disney
$500.
jail?
Rent's like $500 a day. People dress up as animals. You know, child
Everything's
trafficking. There's
gay.
child trafficking.
Child trafficking.
So yeah, that was really interesting to me. I didn't know about it until
Yeah, they're like their own micronation, like fucking the Vatican is, and the fat white women, similar to the Vatican, it was like a religious space for them. And so when I see Ron DeSantis doing this, it kind of seems to me like he's infringing on freedom of religion because Disney is really a religion to like a certain type of fat white woman.
Mhm.
They have their
Makes the
fucking like
yearly
Minnie
trip.
Mouse and
Yearly
like
trips to
Goofy.
Disney World. Like
Their
I have to go.
pilgrimage.
I have to. Yeah, it's literally a pilgrimage.
It's a pilgrimage.
It's that time of year. Gotta go into Disney.
They get in their fucking rascal scooters and they all convoy over.
And they make their donations to the church, and they read it scripture. They watch all the old movies, over and over again.
Hopefully Elon Musk does something about Disney's free speech here. Because he's a free speech warrior. I'm gonna pray to Elon Musk later. I'm gonna say, Elon, I know it's been a while since we talked, but someone's attacking free speech again. It's sacrilege. Okay.
So
Please.
and
Amen.
it's like earlier when we were talking about conservatives celebrating, the Twitter buyout. They were also celebrating this in a very cringe way, but also seemingly uncharacteristically like leftists were like upset about this for some reason. I guess because of the whole like premise that it was because it was a retaliation against Disney supporting the LGBT, but like they're like upset about a giant corporation getting tax breaks, and it's I don't even know how to respond to these people anymore.
Well, not every leftist is this cringe, right?
Hashtag, yeah, not every.
Not every leftist is this cringe. To segue to our last segment today, there's a based wingchad out there. It's a term I never thought I would use. A wingchad. Who would have ever thought that somebody who has a serious, deeply held conviction could be a chad? I'll let this video speak for itself on our friend Win Bruce here.
Wow, Ryan. Win Bruce? More like winning Bruce.
Oh, buddy. I'll say it. So, Win Bruce 50, Boulder, Colorado. That was him setting himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court building, right? And you might ask, why would he do this? Why would he self-immolate? What's his deal here? So he was doing it to protest climate change, which, first of all, base centrist move because he's going into the ozone layer and into space, like his smoke and polluting it, becoming stars, right? He's gonna turn into his stars. And so this fucking guy, this is a roadmap for all wingcucks, right? Do you want to not be made fun of by the Grillcast anymore? Do you want to, be a chad rather than a cuck? If you want to be a wingchad, follow this guy's example and kill yourself. Kill yourself to further your ideology. Because look, this guy, he's on the front of the fucking dailymail.com. Dailymail.com. He has his name out there, right? He's a Buddhist. Now I know he's a Buddhist. I would have never known who this weirdo was.
Yeah, this.
But he went and did this. And now I'm thinking about climate change. I'm thinking,
Exactly.
oh, wow. Maybe I shouldn't roll coal tomorrow in my truck. Maybe I shouldn't roll coal for this guy. He made a material difference.
Yeah, maybe I'll give that Beyond Beef burger a try. Like maybe maybe it's not gonna taste so bad that I want to self-induce vomiting. Maybe it's.
Well, if this guy's willing to kill himself over it, maybe he has a fucking point. Right?
And see, this is the exact opposite of the wingcuck that goes and does a terrorism and hurts other people. Okay, doing what winning Bruce did here will not get you ratioed. It will not get you made fun of. It will not get you called a wingcuck on our show.
Exactly, man. Exactly. You're not gonna get ratioed. We're gonna support you. You're gonna be a wing chad. We won't make fun of you. Well, this guy.
I'll vote for whoever you want me to.
Look, here's my proposal to the wingcucks out there. You guys like to collectivize and do these gay little movements, right? What if both sides collectivized and said, we're all gonna kill ourselves? We're all gonna do this, and whoever the most kills themselves, I will vote for them. Because look, this is killing yourself, committing suicide, getting your name out there in a way that isn't hurting other people and is literally just taking yourself out. That does more for your movement than being gay on Twitter for fucking 10 years does. There's people that do that for 10 years. NPR podcast junkie, right? That
Yeah.
person's been being gay on Twitter for like, at least since 2016. At least since 2016. And what did they have to show for it? We just made fun of them.
I want to take a moment, sorry, from you to clarify that this is all joke and not very funny at all. Anyway,
no, I'm
continue.
not joking. I think that people with strong convictions, you don't have strong convictions if you're not willing to die for them. In a way that doesn't hurt other people. That's something that I gotta put out there. Don't go hurting other people. Like, as soon as you do it in a way that hurts other people, it's like, wow, this guy's a mega wingcuck. It's like a reverse Uno card is what that is. But if you just take yourself out, well,
Ryan's
you're a pretty cool guy. You're a pretty good guy.
Ryan's got a bit off the rails on this one, I think.
No. Micah, do you think winning Bruce isn't an absolute chad? Look,
no, I do. But I think that maybe we shouldn't tell people to kill themselves.
No, because dude, his name's Win Bruce, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a man, and his first name is Win.
Yeah.
Like WYNN.
Yeah.
Normally, I would be like, yo, that's like a gay name. Your parents must hate you. Like, no wonder you ended up this way. But I'm not going to do that because he did what needed to be done. He removed himself from the gene pool in an effort to make the world a better place, and he did. That's the thing about Wingcuck's actions. They do these actions to make the world a better place.
Didn't he do it?
It never works.
Didn't he do it in front of the Supreme Court building? What was that about? What the fuck?
He did do it in front of the Supreme Court building.
Do we know why?
See, if Kavanaugh still drank beer, he probably could have put him out with one, right? But the Wingcucks made Kavanaugh not drink beer anymore and say oh yeah, alcohol's cringe or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, and you know what? Before we end, you're like, oh, don't tell people to kill themselves. That's not good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put the video of him lighting himself on fire. So it's kind of
But I mean, that's not the same. That's Prince. It's not like this is an edgy thing or this is a graphic thing. It's you're literally.
It's in the public interest to know.
Actionable suggestion.
No, it's not an actionable suggestion because no wingcucks listen to the Grillcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
None of them will ever hear
Very
this
true.
because they're too busy being, algorithmically fed like Hassan Piker or Tim Pool or something.
Having genuine opinions about who's in control of Twitter.
Yeah, no, they're too selfish to kill themselves too. They're not gonna do it until they get their dopamine taken away from them. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything to share with the fans today?
I mean, make the most out of your free N-word passes, guys.
Dude,
make the most.
Me and the boys. Just think about how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are just sitting around right now. They already have the N typed on Twitter. They're just waiting for the exact moment that it comes out that we can do it.
Trump comes back. Trump comes back to Twitter. His first post is just an N thread.
Dude, we all have our fingers on the N right now. Just waiting.
So dumb.
We have these chains on us, right? These chains that keep us polite. We don't want to be banned. We want to contribute to the political discourse of the most important. I can't even
do it. You can't even.
The most important.
You can't even get through The bit, okay. Just fucking end.
And peace out, my gorillas.
I'm old as a boomer. My mindset on Zoomer. Everything cooler, long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit the victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You
Dude,
can't have my
right on Twitter right now is literally like, just build your own platform. He did the same thing with black people, you know? He's like,
you're not gonna laugh.
I didn't get
Translucent, but we can see right through him.
Ah, okay.
Fuck you, man.
See, that was too highbrow for me, Micah. I'm a simple man. All right, I'm a 100
gonna
IQ.
know to laugh at the joke if you don't laugh?
Okay,
No,
so
okay.